Thanks for tuning back in. I'm Tommy Campbell, still bald, still in my basement, where I will be ripping into Jacob Chansely, the so-called American Shaman, and his accent-mocking, hole-digging facepalm appearance on the BBC. Included in Donald Trump's crusty blanket pardon was the Capitol rioter in horned helmet, a.k.a. Jake Angeli, a.k.a. Jacob Chansely, who can now legally purchase a firearm.
And then they imprisoned me for 27 months, 10 and a half in solitary confinement. And then they released me to the public as social pariah without the ability to own a firearm. So I can never really actually bring in a gun to a gunfight. I always have to bring a knife to a gunfight. And you do realize how wrong that is, right?
Jake, you pleaded guilty.
I pleaded guilty. So is this how we do things in England? I say, yes, you can't see, the forest for the trees, my dear.
Why did you plead guilty then?
Have you ever been in solitary confinement before?
Okay, my first thought upon seeing this is, can China or Korea, maybe Japan, please have him on the show? Because I want to see him have a go at that accent back at the presenter. I mean, it's totally wrong and insulting, but what's really important here is that Jake Angeli is a 38-year-old unemployed actor who lives with his mom and drives a Hyundai covered in stickers. It doesn't matter how many Oorah USA stickers you put on a Korean car, it's still a Korean car. And yes, he did have a go at being an actor. Here's the profile. Nothing says professional actor like headshots that are just selfies in your bedroom. Under his skills, it actually lists accents and dialects. Come on. Project, theater camp, role, volunteer. Maybe after all this, he can have a cameo, be an extra in like a Kevin Sorbo film. Nobody's going to be attacking this guy. He's just another fool that's a hero to MAGA. The idea of needing to be armed is totally loony. I say this often, the come and take it crowd are just looking for a reason to pull the trigger. They can't wait.
Tell me why you pled guilty.
I'm asking you the question, dear. Have you ever been in solitary confinement? The answer is no. Have you ever had the media and the government simultaneously mischaracterizing your involvement in some sort of a politicized travesty that is being used to actually circumvent the law and certify an election that in every way, shape, and form has all the hallmarks of a regime change and corruption? I mean, you've never been in my shoes. You don't want to be in my shoes. You're too afraid to be in my shoes. That's why you're behind the camera that you're behind, and I'm behind the one that I'm behind.
And that's why I'm asking you to give me an insight into why you pleaded guilty.
I just gave it to you. But like I said, you can't see the forest for the trees, my dear.
Explain it to me. Go on.
No.
I doubt she's been in solitary, Jake, but don't act like your sentence was something out of a horror movie. Jacob's mom wrote letters because he was going hungry in prison since they didn't serve his usual vegan organic meals. It's jail, not Whole Foods, buddy.
Not long after you were jailed, you said you regretted what you did, that you were wrong for entering the Capitol building. And then when you got out of jail, it sounded like you weren't remorseful or regretful anymore. Where do you stand now?
Holding on to regret or hatred or anger or depression is bad spiritual hygiene. I regret nothing. You understand?
Would you do the same again?
Because
spiritual hygiene. I don't think any form of hygiene is the top of this fella's list. And again, points for keeping the composure when dealing with such a bellend. Many know this guy as the QAnon shaman, but he now goes by Jake or the American shaman. And so we're all clear on the matter. A shaman is a person who acts as an intermediary between the natural and supernatural worlds, using magic to cure illness, foretell the future, control spiritual forces, etc. He never used his magic to foretell the future because he never would have pleaded guilty or even participated in the insurrection had he known it would lead him to jail without his vegan meals.
Lord, if you can't read the writing on the wall, dear, there's nothing I can do to help you.
Jake, I'm asking you.
Oh, and I'm telling you. Can you dig what I'm saying? You can't figure this out on your own. There's nothing I can do to help you, dear.
Donald Trump.
Because I can't, there's nothing I'll be able to say to you. Do you understand? Like you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink. You can lead a person to knowledge, but you can't make him think. I'm leading you to the knowledge, but I mean, it's up to you to think about it.
deep state, regime change, blah, blah, blah. This guy fell so hard for the Q and the Pizzagate stuff and actually claims that his main mission is to combat child trafficking. Yet he dressed like he was on the way to his job at a discount theme park and forgot half his outfit. Somewhere there's got to be a free candy van in this guy's past.
What would
you know, in all honesty, that's about all the time I have, my dear. So I'm
would
gonna
you
have
do
to
it
let you
again?
go.
Would you do it again, Jake?
What kind of question is that? Do you mean like if I had the knowledge that I have now, would I go back and do the whole thing all over again? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yes? Is that it?
Yes.
If I had the knowledge I have now and I could go back, I would try to stop the whole thing from happening. I'd go down to the Capitol before Trump was even on frickin' stage, and I would hold sacred space. I would say a prayer. I would get everybody focused on God and God alone and not easily provoked.
If you were an actual shaman, you would have already had this knowledge. And it's ridiculous that you think that people that showed up in tactical vests with tasers would care what you had to say. Did you see Trump being talked to by the bishop? He wouldn't listen to her, neither will MAGA. Trump wanted all these people out, so he had his own private army that knows no borders. It is impossible to deal with a crazy person. And these people are dangerous in various ways, from misinformation to violence. And now they are more devoted to Trump than ever. And that's frightening. I make this show 100% on my own thanks to you. If you love what I do, drop me a super thanks, consider leaving me a PayPal tip, or hit the join button to support what I do here. Kamala Harris and her husband, Doug Emhoff, hit the grocery store together, and Jesse Waters ain't having it.
The New York Post caught her grocery shopping with Dougie Fresh. What kind of husband goes grocery shopping with his wife?
Does this guy think he's Don Draper? Seriously, does he know what year this is? I mean, Trump campaigned on egg prices and they're up 37% since he took office. Dr. Oz was in a grocery store without a basket, pretending to shop for his permanently unsatisfied wife for crudité and salsa. Then you have Trump telling his ridiculous story about the little old lady taking the apple back to the refrigerator, you know, where they keep the cornflakes and the paper towels. These people are beyond out of touch, and yet somehow they manage to con millions. Go to a grocery store, the apples aren't in the fridge. If you buy pre-made anything, it is more expensive, and you'll often see, shocker, couples shopping together. It's not a unicorn situation. This is normal. And I see just as many solo dudes in Costco as I do women. Some people go alone, some go together. I'm the principal shopper in my house because I'm the cook. Those that have followed me for a while know that I make pretty much everything from scratch. And part of shopping is getting some inspiration on what to cook, to see what's good, what's in season. One of the other reasons we shop together is because we enjoy each other's company and we like a challenge. Yes, shopping together isn't always perfect. Sometimes it can be pretty difficult. It's like when you get the wonky cart and you just got to commit to it, you know? You get a bit in the store and it's shaking, it's vibrating, and you're thinking, okay, maybe I should go take it back. But you're like, nope, I'm going to ride it out. And sometimes shopping with your wife can be like that. And sometimes you both have the smooth cart. It's good. Honestly, if you can survive the big box store as a couple, you'll be fine. And if you're in Costco, please say thank you to the sample lady. And if you're waiting for a sample, stand in the front. You know, there's always this guy off to the side. There's even one usually behind her as she's portioning out the little cups, just hovering like human seagulls to swoop in. Jesse Waters has this ridiculous idea of what men should be doing, and he's trash. In 2018, his wife filed for divorce after he admitted to having an affair with a 25-year-old staff member off his show that, well, you probably wouldn't even believe me. So here's Jesse telling you.
When I was trying to get Emma to date me, first thing I did, let the air out of her tires. She couldn't go anywhere. She needed a lift. I said, hey, you need a lift? She hopped right in the car.
Does she know this story?
No, she doesn't know the story.
Does she watch the show?
She does.
Jesse Jr. does.
You're basically the Zodiac Killer.
It has a happy ending.
Really?
Yes, we're married.
boy.
Did you really do that?
Is that the first time you did it, or did you use that before?
It works like a charm.
Yes, and this was all happening when Jesse had kindergarten-age twin daughters. He met his first wife at Fox when she was working in the wardrobe department. I mean, I guess he's always on the prowl at work. I wonder if there was some sabotage there or if it was just some straight-up grooming from someone in a position of power. I get that not all relationships work out, and parenting is insanely difficult. But to attack things that normal, healthy, hardworking couples do together, like getting groceries, is just so ridiculous. Did his wife go to the stripper store to buy these knee-high cowboy boots herself, or did Jesse come along to help pick them out? The Trump administration has withdrawn a plan to ban menthol cigarettes. So much for Make America Healthy Again. Public officials and advocacy groups argue that menthol cigarettes pose distinctive public health risks due to their appeal among youth and minority populations. Health advocates had supported the ban as a means to reduce smoking-related illnesses and deaths. Like, does Trump think menthol cigarettes are just rolled mint?
You know, mint is so terrific. You take it with a bit of sugar, some seltzer, and a lot of rum, and you give it to Ivanka, and you hope she starts dancing by the pool again, and that the security cameras are up and running, so you have another hot family memory to make you very happy when you're all alone.
This is really cool.
This is just one more industry that is owned by Trump, and on a bizarre note, the anti-tobacco movie, Thank You for Smoking, which I highly recommend, was oddly enough produced by Elon Musk, long before he was this guy. Or was he always this guy? Again, good movie. And if you're checking out some of the Oscar nominations, I recently watched Anora, and it's fantastic. It is incredibly well acted, well written, and filmed. Check it out. If you're on the fence, there's a lot of nudity, so not sure if that's going to get you to hop over quicker or jump back. But the wife and I loved it, and we watched it together, Jesse, after picking up some crudité to dip in our salsa. A free way to support me is by doing your regular Amazon shopping through my link in the description. That's it. It costs you nothing. Just got to click here, and it helps me keep the show going. I'll be ripping into Jacob Chansely, the showcard. Where do you go to buy these knee-high cowboy boots? Like, did Jesse go to the stripper store with her to help pick them out? Sometimes shopping is very hard. I mean, he's criticizing couples shopping together. Like, I think we deserve a prize sometimes. That's why we get the hot dog after, a little reward after surviving the store. And actually claims his mission is to combat child trafficking, yet he dressed like he was on the way to his job at a discount theme park and forgot half his outfit. Hey, kids. It's so creepy.
I can confirm the Tommy Campbell Show is the best political comedy show on YouTube. And I hope you subscribe.